Most gardening books have been lying to you, not on purpose, but every single guide, every seed packet, every YouTube video starts the same way. Find a sunny spot, 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight, minimum. And if you don't have that, the message is clear. Give up, grow something else, put in a patio. But here's what they don't tell you. Right now, in backyards across America, behind fences, under trees, on north-facing balconies, in spots that never see a single ray of direct sun, real food is growing. Lush, productive, delicious food. And the people growing it are not using grow lights. They're not in a greenhouse. They figured out something the gardening world doesn't talk about enough. Some vegetables don't just survive in shade, they thrive in it. A few of them actually taste better without direct sunlight. Yeah, I'm going to show you 20 of them today. And I'll tell you right now, number 7 on this list is the one that genuinely stopped me cold. Most American gardeners have never even tried to grow it. Stay with me because when we get there, you're going to want to write that one down. Before we start the countdown, here's something no other video gives you. A fast, simple way to know exactly what you can grow based on the light you actually have. 2 to 3 hours of light per day. You're in deep shade territory. 3 to 4 hours. You're in the sweet spot for leafy greens and most of what we're covering today. 4 to 5 hours. Root vegetables join the party. 5 to 6 hours. You can grow brassicas, peas, and almost everything on this list. Most of you watching right now have at least 3 hours of light somewhere in your yard, under a tree, along a fence, behind the garage. That's all you need for the majority of this list. Stop writing off those shaded spots. They're about to become your most productive growing spaces. Let's get into it. Number 20, radishes. Here's why radishes open this list. Speed. In partial shade, radishes are ready to harvest in 21 to 30 days. That is the fastest food return in gardening, full stop. While everything else is still germinating, you are already eating something you grew yourself. The thing most people don't know about radishes in shade is that the cooler, lower light environment slows them down just enough to make them sweeter and less sharp. Sun-grown radishes in summer heat turn piercingly hot and woody. As shade-grown radishes stay crisp, mild, and perfectly sized. You don't even need a raised bed, a window box, a container, a forgotten corner of dirt next to your fence. Drop the seeds 2 weeks apart and you'll have a constant rotation all season long. Number 19, arugula. This one is a flavor reversal most people never discover. In full sun, especially in summer heat, arugula turns aggressively bitter and peppery to the point where it's almost inedible. That sharp, harsh bite you've tasted before? That's what too much sun does to it. In partial shade, arugula softens. The flavor becomes nutty, slightly peppery, genuinely complex. Chefs pay serious money for properly grown arugula, and the secret to the good stuff has always been lower light and cooler temperatures. You can grow restaurant-quality arugula in a spot your neighbor thinks is useless. Number 18, chives. If there is one plant on this entire list that requires the absolute least effort from you, it is chives. Plant them once, in partial shade, in a container, in the ground next to your fence, then basically walk away. Chives multiply every single year on their own. You end up with double the plants without doing anything. They survive neglect, cold, irregular watering, and complete indifference. They produce all season long. Tender green shoots you can snip and use in everything from eggs to soups to baked potatoes. The purple flowers are edible too. If you are new to gardening and you want a win that costs you almost nothing, chives in shade is your starting point. Number 17, Swiss chard. While Swiss chard in partial shade is one of the most underappreciated combinations in the vegetable garden, the plant is beautiful. Bright red stems, golden stems, white stems against deep green leaves, which means it works as a visual anchor in a shaded corner where you might otherwise have bare soil. But beyond looks, chard is productive in a way most people don't expect from a shade spot. It produces harvests from early spring all the way through fall. In shade, the leaves stay tender and sweet much longer than chard grown in intense afternoon sun. You eat both the leaves and the stems, double use from every single plant. Number 16, endive. Here's your first real surprise. Endive. Most American home gardeners have never grown it, and most have only seen it in upscale grocery stores or on restaurant menus where it sells for $10 to $12 a pound. Endive is a shade lover. Too much sun makes it bolt and turn intensely bitter too fast. In partial shade, endive produces tight, pale, slightly bitter heads with a crunch and flavor profile you genuinely cannot replicate with anything from a supermarket shelf. If you want a vegetable that makes you look like a serious grower and costs almost nothing to produce in a shaded corner, endive is your answer. Number 15. Cilantro. Cilantro is the herb that frustrates more American gardeners than almost any other plant. You plant it. It bolts within a week. The leaves turn feathery and tasteless. The stems go woody. You wonder what went wrong. What went wrong is direct sunlight. Cilantro in full sun, especially once temperatures climb past 65 degrees, goes to seed almost immediately. It's racing to reproduce before the heat kills it. In partial shade, 3 to 4 hours of morning sun and shade the rest of the day, cilantro stays in the leaf production phase 2 to 3 weeks longer. That is 2 to 3 extra weeks of fresh cilantro from one single planting. For anyone who cooks with it regularly, that extension changes everything. Number 14. Beets. Beets in shade are a 2-for-1 deal, and most gardeners only know half the story. The roots will be slightly smaller in lower light. That's honest. But here's what shade does that sun doesn't. It keeps the roots tender and prevents the tops from scorching. While shade-grown beet roots are sweeter and more delicate than the earthy, dense beets most people are used to, and the greens, the beet tops, are some of the most nutritious greens you can grow. Sauté them with olive oil and garlic, and they taste like a completely different vegetable from anything you've bought at a store. So, which do you want more, the root or the greens? Drop it in the comments. I genuinely want to know. Number 13. Parsley. American households spend over $700 million on fresh herbs every single year. A large portion of that is parsley. Bunches that cost $3, get used twice, then go yellow and slimy in the back of the refrigerator. Parsley in partial shade grows slowly but steadily for months. It doesn't bolt. It doesn't go bitter. It doesn't need constant attention. One established parsley plant in a shaded container next to your door produces more usable parsley than you could buy at a grocery store across an entire season. The savings are almost embarrassing. Number 12. Peas. Peas need 4 to 5 hours of light, a little more than some others on this list. But here's what shade does for them that most people miss. It extends their cool season. Peas hate heat. Once summer temperatures climb, peas shut down, turn yellow, and die. In partial shade, the cooler microclimate keeps peas producing weeks longer than they would in a sunny bed. Train them up a north-facing fence, a fence you were probably ignoring, and they'll climb straight toward whatever skylight is available. There's something almost satisfying about watching peas climb a shaded fence and produce more than your sunny beds do. Grow them early, grow them in shade, and harvest what your neighbor with the full sun garden can't. Number 11. Turnips. The most underestimated vegetable on this entire list. Most people have a slightly negative association with turnips, maybe from something they ate once, maybe from childhood, but here's what changed my mind completely. They're a double-use crop. You eat the root and the greens, and both are genuinely good. The greens are tender and slightly peppery, excellent sautéed. The roots, harvested young in partial shade, are sweet, crisp, and nothing like the overgrown woody turnips that gave this vegetable its bad reputation. Plant them in late summer for a fall harvest, and turnips will produce in the cooling temperatures and lower light of September and October, when almost nothing else is still going in your garden. Number 10. Kale. Everything people say about kale is true. It's nutritious, productive, one of the easiest things you can grow. But there's a detail about kale in shade that completely changes how the vegetable tastes, and almost no one talks about it. Kale grown in full sun, especially in summer, is tough, fibrous, and aggressively bitter. That bitterness puts a lot of people off kale entirely. In partial shade, particularly afternoon shade, kale leaves stay tender, the flavor mellows significantly, and the texture becomes something you'd actually want to eat raw. Try planting kale in the shade cast by your taller summer crops. Tomatoes, sunflowers, pole beans. The kale will thrive in exactly the spot those taller plants are wasting. Number 9. Bok choy. The number one reason bok choy fails in American gardens is direct sun. Most people plant it in a sunny bed in late spring, watch it shoot up a flower stalk within 2 weeks, and give up on it. That's bolting. And heat and direct sun are almost entirely responsible. In partial shade, bok choy's rate of bolting drops dramatically. You get full, proper heads. The leaves stay crisp, the stalks stay juicy, and the whole plant behaves the way it's supposed to. Braised bok choy from your own shaded garden is one of those things you'll make once and grow every single season after that. Number 8. Celery. Most people never attempt to grow celery because they've heard it's difficult. And in full sun on poor soil, it genuinely is. But in partial shade with consistent moisture, celery is surprisingly manageable. And here's the part that makes people stop scrolling. But you can regrow celery from the base of a bunch you bought at the grocery store. Keep the bottom inch and a half of a celery bunch. Place it in a shallow dish of water until new shoots appear in the center, usually 5 to 7 days. Then transplant it into a container in partial shade and let it grow. It won't produce a perfect grocery store bunch, but it will give you fresh celery stalks and leaves for months, from something you were about to throw in the trash. If that doesn't belong in a comment section, I don't know what does. Number 7. Mizuna and Tatsoy. I told you at the beginning that number 7 was going to be the one that stops you. Here it is. Mizuna and Tatsoy are Japanese greens that need as little as 2 to 3 hours of sun per day. 2 to 3 hours. That is less light than almost any other food crop in existence. Yeah, and the flavor is extraordinary. Mizuna has a mild, slightly peppery bite with a delicate texture that disappears the moment you add heat. Tatsoy has small, dark, spoon-shaped leaves that form a perfect rosette and taste like a more refined version of bok choy. These are the greens in the best restaurant salads across the country. They're in farmers market bins at $5 to $6 for a small bag, and they are virtually invisible in American home gardening. If your garden gets 2 hours of light a day, you can grow Mizuna and Tatsoy. If your balcony has a strip of morning light and nothing else, Mizuna and Tatsoy. These two belong in every shaded growing space in America, and the fact that almost no one plants them is genuinely baffling. Seed packets cost under $3. They germinate in 5 to 7 days, and you will be harvesting leaves in under a month. There is almost no barrier to growing them. Number 6. Mustard greens. Mustard greens in shade are a flavor discovery most people in the US have never made. In full sun, mustard greens are assertive, spicy, bold. Great if that's what you want. In partial shade, the heat that drives that sharpness is removed, and what you're left with is something more nuanced. Mild, slightly peppery, genuinely good raw in salads. Southern American cooks have understood the relationship between mustard greens and lower light for a long time. There's a reason old kitchen gardens were tucked behind the house, in the shade of the structure. The greens tasted better there. Try Red Giant or Ruby Streaks. Both are visually striking plants with a flavor that partial shade keeps perfectly balanced. Number 5. Sorrel. If there is one vegetable on this list that defines the phrase hidden gem, it is sorrel. Sorrel is a perennial. You plant it once and it comes back every single year. No replanting, no starting from seed, no nursery trips. It just returns. It produces from early spring through late fall in partial shade with almost no maintenance required. The flavor is lemony, bright, and slightly acidic in a way that is unlike anything else in a vegetable garden. Chefs use sorrel in cream sauces, soups, and fresh salads because nothing else replicates that flavor. Fresh sorrel from your own shaded garden is genuinely different from anything you can buy. Partly because fresh sorrel is nearly impossible to find in grocery stores anywhere in this country. Plant it once. Harvest it for years. If this one doesn't end up in your comments, I'll be surprised. Sorrel is one of those vegetables where the first time you taste a leaf straight from the plant, that bright, sharp, lemony hit, you immediately wonder why you haven't been growing it your entire life. Number 4. Mint. Here is your reversal moment. Everything else on this list tolerates shade. Mint actively prefers it. Full sun and heat stress mint. The leaves turn brittle, lose their intensity, and the plant puts all its energy into surviving rather than producing. In shade, real shade, 2 to 3 hours of light under a tree against a north wall, mint relaxes. It spreads. It produces soft, intensely aromatic leaves all season long without the bitterness that sun-stressed mint develops. One critical note, grow mint in a container, even in the shade. Mint in the ground will not ask permission before it takes over. It will spread into your neighbor's yard, come up through cracks in pavement. It is relentless and completely cheerful about it. Keep it contained, and it's one of the most rewarding and lowest maintenance plants you'll ever grow. Number 3. New Zealand spinach. Most American gardeners don't know this plant exists, and that is one of the more significant gaps in home gardening knowledge in this country. New Zealand spinach is not actually spinach. It's a completely different plant. Tetragonia tetragonioides, that Captain Cook discovered in the 1770s and used to prevent scurvy on his ships. It tastes almost identical to spinach. It cooks exactly like spinach. But here's what makes it remarkable. It grows in summer heat. While regular spinach bolts and disappears by June, New Zealand spinach thrives in the exact conditions that kill its lookalike. It self-seeds. After your first year, it returns on its own. Seedlings appear in spring without you planting a single seed. It fills the summer gap in your greens harvest that most gardeners simply accept as inevitable. There is no gap. New Zealand spinach eliminates it completely. Number 2. Lettuce. 90% of American refrigerators have a bag of lettuce in them right now. And most of the people who bought it have tried and failed to grow it at home, usually because they planted it in too much sun and watched it bolt into a bitter, tall, flowering stalk within 2 weeks. Lettuce doesn't just tolerate shade. Shade is the actual ideal condition. In partial shade, lettuce stays in the leaf production phase 2 to 3 weeks longer than sun-grown lettuce. The leaves stay tender, sweet, and mild all season. It's cut and come again. Harvest the outer leaves and the plant produces new ones from the center continuously. 1 packet of shade-grown lettuce seeds in a small container will produce more salad than you can eat across an entire season. This is the vegetable in 90% of American grocery carts, and almost nobody grows it correctly at home. Number 1. Spinach. This is the vegetable that has been planted in the wrong spot in American gardens for decades. Every year, millions of home gardeners plant spinach in their sunniest bed in spring. It looks great for 2 weeks. The temperature climbs past 75 degrees and the spinach bolts. Leaves turn tough, bitter, inedible. The plant goes to seed, and the gardener blames themselves. It's not you, it's the sunlight. Spinach is a cool weather crop that biologically thrives in partial shade during summer. The moment intense direct sun hits spinach and temperatures rise, the plant switches from leaf production to reproduction. It races to set seed before conditions become lethal. That's bolting. Partial shade delays that switch significantly, sometimes by weeks. On the east side of a building, where spinach gets cool morning sun and afternoon shade. Under a deciduous tree whose canopy provides natural shade once summer arrives. In these spots, spinach stays in leaf production mode long after a sunny bed has given up completely. The leaves stay tender. The flavor stays sweet. The harvest keeps coming. The difference between shade-grown spinach in late June and sun-grown spinach in late June is so dramatic that most people who taste them side by side can't believe they're the same vegetable. Grow Bloomsdale Longstanding. It is the most shade-tolerant cultivar available for U.S. home gardens, and it lives up to its name in a way that will genuinely surprise you. Mulch the soil to keep roots cool, water consistently, and harvest spinach in June and July from a spot where other gardeners already gave up. And for summer, when regular spinach simply won't grow, that's where New Zealand spinach steps in. It handles July and August heat with partial afternoon shade while tasting nearly identical. Plant both and you have spinach for most of the year. That is not a minor thing. That is a completely different relationship with your garden. 4 bonuses before you go, and none of these are in any other video. First, the light hack. If your shaded space feels too dark, paint the nearest fence or wall white. A white surface reflects ambient light back into your growing area and increases usable light by a meaningful amount. Add white or silver reflective mulch at ground level for even more effect. This costs almost nothing, and most gardeners have never thought to try it. Second, the 3-time shade map. Step outside at 9 in the morning, noon, and 3 in the afternoon. Mark where direct light falls each time. Morning sun plus afternoon shade equals ideal conditions for nearly everything on this list. This 3-minute exercise will tell you more about your growing space than any app or gadget. Third, the apartment setup. North-facing balcony or shaded patio. Here's your short list. Mizuna, mint, chives, arugula, and lettuce. These 5 will produce in as little as 2 hours of ambient light per day in white containers placed as close to the light source as possible. Put them on wheels. Chase the light. It works. Fourth, the U.S. shade planting calendar. Spring. Radishes, peas, spinach, lettuce, arugula. Summer. New Zealand spinach, mint, chard, celery. Fall. Kale, turnips, mustard greens, beets, bok choy. Screenshot this. Save this video. This is your shade garden reference for the entire year. You now have 20 vegetables, 4 bonuses, and a complete planting calendar, all for a space every gardening guide told you to ignore. Now, which of these 20 grows fastest? I tested every single one and ranked them by days to harvest.